360 breathing standing. That's what we're going to be practicing here. So I'm going to demonstrate and kind of go over some different cues and things to watch out for. So again, on your inhale, this is going to be harder to feel. So versus lying on your back and practicing this, or with your hips elevated, it's going to be harder to feel your pelvic floor here, especially in those early weeks. But keep working on it. This is key to restoring the function of your core. So we have to practice this in all different positions for it to become kind of our natural deep breathing pattern and not be in that shallow neck and shoulders breathing pattern and chest. We want to work on that 360 breathing. So if you start in standing with your hands on your rib cage, on your inhale, inhale through your nose. Don't force it. It should be slow, gentle, but inhale through your nose. Inhale, rib cage expands, pelvic floor comes down a little bit. As your diaphragm contracts, pelvic floor comes down. And then on your exhale, rib cage comes back down and in, pelvic floor lifts, which in turn helps activate those lower abdominals. Okay, inhale, exhale, lift. So exhaling from the bottom up, I have a video where I go over more on exhaling from the bottom up. But what that means, basically, a quick version is lifting the pelvic floor, which in turn helps activate the lower abs. You can also imagine then pulling the hip bones together. That's going to engage those lower abs, and then bringing your rib cage down and in. What I find is if you try to go from the top up, people just kind of push way down, lower belly bulges, pressure down on the pelvic floor, not what we want. So exhale from the bottom up. Inhale, expand and relax. Exhale. One of the hardest things I find is people have a hard time letting everything go, to let their belly and rib cage expand fully. So just let everything go. Make sure you're getting that good expansion through the rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so inhale, everything comes down, rib cage expands, diaphragm comes down, pelvic floor lengthens. Exhale, pelvic floor comes back up to resting position as your rib cage, your diaphragm comes back up and your rib cage comes back in. Okay, you can make it more active by gently lifting the pelvic floor on the exhale. Okay, so it's kind of, you think of like a piston. Inhale, diaphragm comes down, pelvic floor comes down. Exhale, diaphragm comes up, pelvic floor comes back up. Okay, so again, you can also play around and feel if you feel your back moving. Make sure you're getting that whole rib cage moving. Inhale. Exhale. Play around, put your hands at the bottom of your rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Okay? Also, what I don't want is you just sucking straight in at your belly button. Okay? What that does is if you just suck in here like that, it actually squashes that core canister where you have your diaphragm, pelvic floor, abdominals, and low back muscles. If you squeeze right in the middle there, it just puts pressure down on your pelvic floor. It doesn't allow you to get that proper, good, deep 360 breathing pattern. So something to watch out for when you're practicing this. But standing is a great way, especially in that early postpartum. Sometimes sitting isn't the most comfortable position, especially if you had a vaginal delivery. So try it in standing. Start to get that pelvic floor, get blood flow to that area to help healing.